It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to... What's today?
Thursday's
midday show. Dawn was away, so we waited until she got back in. Not to make excuses.
Great shoot up in Palm Beach Island at RCCA, the Rehabilitation Center for Children and Adults. Haley was there, Josh was there, full Gato production, I have to tell you. They were amazing. So we're at the preschool, and their kids are so super, super cute. They all have physical disabilities, and they go out on playground. Now, there's like one child to every adult. The ratio is incredible. And plus our crew. So now there's a lot of adults. And next thing I know, Haley is giving, I think she was the occupational therapist or one of the PTs, a big hug. And they're like, oh my God. It's her next door neighbor.
Haley Cowgirl?
Haley Cowgirl. So apparently her new nickname since the day she was born was Blueberry. Because you know her eyes are so huge and blue. So the whole neighborhood calls her Blueberry.
Okay.
So her name is now Blue. So I said to her, I think we should change your nickname to Blue. And you know what she said? No, I like Cowgirl.
Really?
So, apparently Cowgirl is better than Blueberry. Just saying.
Wow.
I thought Blue was so perfect for her. Right?
I like Blueberry.
They said her eyes are bigger than her face when she was born. So this is like her next door neighbor.
Wow. So she likes Cowgirl.
She's like, how could this be? But you know our whole world is so serendipitous. It follows us wherever we go. That was pretty cool.
That's very nice. Big shoot. Big things coming. Big news coming. Big shoots, big shows, new shows coming out. We got Ed Salazar in the house. He's going to be announcing his show. And Ed has some surprises as well. Because he always comes with a surprise.
A lot of good stuff. So, Hello, Your Health is Calling had their show today. Sue's going to be joining us virtually from, I think she's in California. So we're going to find out what's going on with her. And then you had Nanette Chacon, Align Mind Body. I hear Heather was the star.
No, I'm not very upset with that show.
Because she had socks on?
Yes.
What did you do today on the show?
Just full body stretching.
Full body stretching. Oh, that feels so. Did you do it? Did you participate?
No, I lived through G-Man. G-Man was stretched out. I mean, he took up the whole floor. I said, what the hell?
You know, I sent a video a couple days ago that was titled Freddie working out. It's little mouse on a mouse trap lifting the weights. And it was like a day at the gym. They haven't been able to download it, but it reminded me of you and, of course, the mouse trap.
You know, the last time I listened to you and I got up, I tripped.
I told him, Ed, to get out of the chair. He did. He moved from here to there. He fell on the stage. It was not a good thing.
No, I needed physical therapy now.
Anyway, I want to get into talking Ed before we have Sue join us?
Yes, let's do that. And we got some homework. We'll do it afterwards.
All right, we'll do that afterwards. We've got Ed Salazar. He is the host of a new show. We are producing a free kill.
It's the fight against free kill laws.
Fight against free kill laws. Heather, you got that? Fight against free kill laws. We were so fortunate enough to be able to put a video together to document Ed's story and Ed's son Christopher's story, and now it's time to bring it to the public.
Well, I'm very excited about this. I've got to say that I enjoy working with you and your team immensely. What brought me into this, as you mentioned, we lost our youngest son as the result of a medical error in a trauma center. And so it's been about 15 years or more when I was first introduced to a law here in Florida. It comes under the name of sovereign immunity laws. And it's just something that basically means you can't sue the king. So sovereign hospitals have statutory limits on the amount of damages that can be recovered regardless of the severity of the incident. In my son's case, it was death. These laws are commonly referred to as free kill laws. And There has been a lot of discussion about this over the years. That's what inspired the name of the book that I wrote. And recently, after a lot of effort, a lot of time by some very, very dedicated people that were in the same situation I was in, for the first time ever, a resolution to abolish these laws cleared a subcommittee in the Florida State Legislature. So this is huge, and we're very, very optimistic about this, but there's still a lot of work to do.
And it's huge news. Now, this is not a national law. This is a
That's what I was gonna
Florida
ask,
law.
Well, there's some confusion about that, Dawn, because my understanding from the lawyers that represented me is that virtually every state has some form of sovereign immunity law on the books.
Okay.
The degree to which they affect different people based on age, whether they're married or not, how many minor children they have, those vary from state to state. But my understanding is there's some sort of statute like this in force in virtually every state in the country.
So in Florida, if there's no minor children, the lawsuit cannot happen,
Correct.
right? So as a parent,
There's no one that has a position to file a claim.
so if Christopher did not have children, there would have been nothing.
Absolutely nothing. As it was at the time of Christopher's death, the statutory limit at that time was $100,000. And even with that, when we went to mediation, the legal team representing the hospital, the ER physicians, the anesthesia group, everybody who was under the same umbrella, they offered us a cumulative settlement of $40,000. They didn't even come halfway to the statutory limit. And I think that is what has fueled my anger and why I want to fight alongside these people that are advocating for abolishment, complete abolishment of these laws.
Now, I want to go over briefly the difference between something occurring by accident, because people were discussing this with me on both sides of the track, and they were saying, when you're going to have a heart procedure, nobody guarantees you're going to walk out because there's still major surgery.
Right.
That's one type of deal. When like with my cousin, she had a baby girl that was born, and apparently they injected her with something, and the little girl became paralyzed after she was injected. Still paralyzed, still alive. She wasn't supposed to live. Still alive, paralyzed in the whole 9 yards, and they would not put her to death. They wanted to live her, and she sued. But the difference there between what you're talking about and something occurring, I just want you to explain the difference, because there's things that do happen in the hospitals, and then there are things that happen maybe as you're healing, like what happened with your son. There's a big difference in the outcome of these cases, because a lot of people are coming to me and saying, well, you can't be sure what happens in the hospital. You can't, and I'm just playing devil advocate here, because I want people to understand what's at nature here, because we're all in this deal without knowing it.
Well, there's the term, medical error, and under that term there are a lot of subsets. A medication error, a procedural error, negligent application of therapy. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can happen. To the extreme case, there's a term that's been coined which refers to medical murder. And these are when people plead for a case of homicide. That's far extreme, and that's doesn't come close to what happened with my son. My son's issue was a medical error. There was technology available at his bedside that would have detected the decline in his condition if it had been implemented.
Now, that he was at a public hospital, which is different than a private hospital as far as sovereign immunity laws. Because you hear, right, there's a lot of med mal attorneys in the area. There's a lot of wrongful death cases that I know have settlements larger than
Right.
$40,000 to $100,000. So I'm just wondering, the difference is that it's government-based, publicly owned hospital system, as in a Broward County hospital system or a Palm Beach County hospital system, versus a privately owned hospital like we have here that are owned by other, like
Corporate
Baptist
hospitals.
owns now Boca Regional type of thing. Those
Mm-hmm.
are not anymore county-owned, those are private hospitals.
My understanding, Dawn, is that, what you're saying is basically true. But I believe the exceptions would be, for instance, if you had a large corporate hospital, which was designated as a level 1 trauma center and qualified, and if they then, because of that designation, get tax assistance, then I believe sovereign immunity would apply to them.
Could be,
So it's
Right.
based on tax assistance?
That's my understanding.
right? So a trauma level hospital, like a Delray Medical type of thing, might be different than Baptist. I don't know, I'm just asking the differences.
Well,
Things to find out on your show, maybe.
Yeah, that's I can certainly find people to talk to about that.
Because people
who
are
would
going to
have the
say,
answers.
what's the difference? Heaven
Right.
forbid my family is in this situation. What do I need to do? Now, I know when I was in the hospital a couple weeks ago, I had to sign off on all these papers. One of them happened to be that they were a teaching hospital and that there might be interns and residents rotating through on my case. Well, if you don't sign it, then you don't have the procedure so you really have to sign it. So it's interesting of all the things now, and I think that's probably probably because of all the litigious society that we have, of letting you know that.
Well, that happened to me on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And there were things that I did not sign.
But you're at a teaching facility.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But what they were doing, some of the things that they were asking of me, first of all, I wanted to take it to my attorney because it was like this thick. And second of all, I didn't understand half of it. So I said, so can I take this to have my attorney looked at? They said, well, you can, but we're not going to treat you. I said, well, then give me back my copay. And they said, no. I said, what? So, and also, Ed, I want people to know who you are. So why don't you give us your background of who you are and your statistics, because I want people to understand who they're talking to about this.
Well, in 1972, I came down to Broward County to attend Broward College to study respiratory therapy. I fell in love with Florida. I still love Florida. I completed the program. I got some advanced training after graduation at Mount Sinai and Jackson Memorial in Miami. I worked as a respiratory therapist ever since, in one capacity or another. I've been the technical director of a cardiopulmonary service. I've had my own company. I've done air and ground transport. I have a very, very broad background. I've taught at the same college that I graduated from. I've been an associate professor there. And, since you brought that up, in talking with parents and family members that suffered situations just like ours, one of the themes that you would hear is that they would be in the hospital and they really didn't understand the consequences. They didn't understand the language. Well, in our case, Christopher's mother is a registered nurse. In fact, she was the director at one time, she had been the nurse director of the critical care unit that Christopher was a patient in. Kind of ironic, huh?
That's crazy.
And my second wife, Carol, also a CCRN, very, very qualified nurse. So we did understand the language. We understood what was going on. We understood the procedures. We understood the meaning of all the lab values. And we were completely satisfied. We were delighted with the care that Christopher had gotten right up until the 19th day. And lab data on that day retrospectively showed that whatever had been wrong with Christopher's ventilation had been going on for some time, at least 12 hours before he coded. And his decline could have been prevented. It could have been detected if they had simply employed available technology that was right there at bedside. That's my position.
That's a good position. And the outcome of this thing is what we're going to be playing out on Mondays, 8 o'clock on South Florida Radio and on video. And they were asking me, because we did a piece for Ed that was given to some of the institution. It always goes by me, the video that we did with her, the sizzle.
For Angels?
Yes.
Angel Studio?
They're asking because people want to see the piece. So I was going to talk to you about giving maybe a piece of it for like 4 weeks, a little small piece of it, so that people can take a look at the story.
Brooklyn Cafe has my authority to do whatever they want with anything we've done.
Because I got to tell you something. I think that the bottom line here is we are all connected to this thing, because when you enter the hospital and you sign all these papers and you don't know what you're signing, there's a whole lot of things that can happen to you and you don't realize it. And not to have any kind of fallback or accountability or skin in the game or whatever, it just doesn't make any sense.
I have to thank Ed and acknowledge that every time you sit with us or you air a show, it's opening up an old wound.
Yes.
So it's never as if this doesn't hit you every single time that you're here. And it would be a whole lot easier to shut the door, put that Band-Aid back on, and not address it outside of your home and your family. So I thank you so much for sharing your story, not only with us at the studio, but now on True Oldies and reaching the masses, because people don't know what they don't know. And it's just about educating what's happening and then hearing the other side. You know, let's hear from what's happening in the legislature. What are the attorneys saying? What's coming down the pike? And all the information. So I thank you for sharing your story and for opening your heart for us all and getting the information out, because people don't know. Even lawyers don't know. If this is not your field of expertise, you don't even know this even exists. Because they make it look on TV with a lot of the other attorneys that if something happens, it's an easy lawsuit, you get justice. But justice isn't always easy to find or pursue. So thank you for that.
Thank you for your time.
All right, let's take a commercial break.
Okay.
When we come back, I think we've got a National High Heel piece, and we're rolling into daylight savings time this weekend already. You know what that means?
This weekend?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
I thought they did away with that.
No. We're going to find out. Chloe did a piece for us. But yeah, I believe it's Saturday at like 2 a.m., which is really Sunday, so you lose an hour. Spring
That's
ahead.
not fair.
Or fall
I want
behind.
Monday off.
You did that already. You fell behind, so now we're going to
Wow.
spring ahead.
Wow.
But we fell on top.
I stopped.
We fell up.
Hey, you didn't fall too far either there, big boy.
So tune in Monday at 8 o'clock on South Florida Oldies, or you can find it on Amp Media Productions social media and get in touch with Ed Salazar. More to come. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Family business. It's me, my sister, and her soon-to-be husband. We've been here for about 5 years doing our thing in this beautiful little spot right in the heart of downtown Boca. We really are like that authentic New York, New Jersey, Northeast thing that you want to have when you're in South Florida. Our bagels are made from scratch every single day. They're top-notch, best you can get around here. And then lunch, chicken Caesar wrap, or like we have a beautiful avocado supreme salad. That's really, really great. And of course, all our sweets are incredible too. You know, something savory, salty, and a little something sweet after. And we will do our best to provide the best service, best food, best everything. And if there's anything you need, we'll do it.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
This is Smoke Barbecue. We're located in Fort Lauderdale at 3351 Northeast 32nd Street, Fort Lauderdale 33308. Our website is www.eatsmokebbq.com. It's EATSMOKEBBQ.com. You can order online. We also do catering for 10 to 10,000.
If you are looking to bring your family out to an incredible food venue, this is the place. We're at Smoke Barbecue in East Fort Lauderdale. Everything is amazing. If you can see their faces on our crew and the amount of food that they have taken down in about 15 minutes is absolutely unbelievable.
And we're still going. I can't talk amazing.
And everything is coming. So here, let's eat.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Wow.
We're back. Pick up the mic. Fall on the floor. Throw yourself. Roll over.
Wow.
What's the matter with these people? Pick up the mic.
You ran on a tight ship here today when I came in late.
I got to tell you something. For the last couple days, they've been huffing it.
It's because you've been getting up out of your chair.
No. I did 3 things today.
From the chair?
From the chair. Except I moved chairs. First of all, Sarah H. has been in that
Still
studio
in there?
since 10:30, doing all of the elements for Lucky. What is it? Vida Loca? What is it?
Vida Lucky?
La Vida Loki, which is going to air at 2:30. So she's doing the open and the close. And there's a whole massive production with that thing. I had Brianna doing the voiceovers, and we had the music, and it's all grooving and boom, boom, boom. Then we had shows, and then we had another show. And they're all running around here like crazy people.
And you move from chair to chair.
Well, I had to duck and weave and bob and weave because G-Man's screaming like a crazy person. I don't know what he's drinking. It's green. What did I tell you about green?
We're going to bring Sue Kostyk over from Hello, Your Health is Calling. Oh, and he changed. Good to see you. Good morning.
Were you wearing a tie?
No, he was in an AMP shirt earlier today, looking very professional. He looked very nice on our shoot.
He is professional.
So Sue Kostyk is the host of Hello, Your Health is Calling. She had a great show today with her Reiki master. So let's bring Sue over, see what's happening.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good morning.
I am good. Yes, it's still morning here in Arizona, and I have to say your commercials were super unfair because now I'm really hungry.
For Smoke Barbecue, we got, anything to get you here.
I know. Oh, my gosh.
I got to tell you, your guest today had me laughing so hard, I had to go change my pants.
Wow.
What?
She had me laughing because she was
What
in her
was she?
car.
Yes.
So I said, look at this studio. But then she starts bouncing around to try to, it came out pretty good.
It did come out good. At first we had to move her around because her phone kept falling down. And, when there's a will, there's a way. She's so busy. I was just so happy to have her on my show. I was willing to let her do it from anywhere she could. So
It was a great show.
Your show is always so great and so helpful. It's where do I start, stressors, everything that everyone's going through, but you don't even pay attention to what's layering in your body or your mind until yesterday. I think I was having this mental breakdown.
And we all suffer.
They all suffer because it was, Sue, every which way I turned, it was another thing to do. And then I sat down, and I was still sending emails when I went to bed last night, literally from bed. I was like texting the emails to send those out. But you talked
I have
about
to
all of
say,
that.
there's some nights when I get a text from you and I'm like doing the math. I'm like, do I need to reprimand her a little bit?
It's, it's like I wish I had like ChatGPT in my head or a notes list of the things I could check off in my brain. I could just put it there. Otherwise, I have to go from my brain to my hand to either text it in my notes or to write it down. And by then, it's gone. That's 58 for you. It's like that fleeting second that it's out.
First of all, I got to tell you, she walked into the studio from a shoot, and not even 15 seconds, she was saying, oh, blah, 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 and there was like 20 things. And I look at her and I said, no, we're not doing that right now. We're going to finish what we started. And there's another one, and another one, and another. It doesn't stop.
That's why Sue keeps me grounded.
And she is kind of a kindred spirit for me, because sometimes I'll be just sitting here with my husband and he'll go, shh, shh. Your brain is just like, he can just see my brain always constantly going.
It's incredible what you're doing. And the product line you work with.
Pardon me?
And the product line you work with.
Oh, it's incredible. I'm so blessed to have that product line because it is like triple checked. It's third party tested. There's no weird stuff in it. There's no heavy metals. Everything is just so clean. But I was just having a conversation with a friend just a couple minutes ago, and we kept talking about you don't know what you don't know. And that's why I do this, because you don't. And I didn't know. I didn't know until I started learning about integrative health. And I just want to help people get started on a good health journey, because it's so confusing out there. I did a whole podcast on all of, the confusion and, do this, don't do this, eat this, don't eat this. And if I could just help people get started, because it truly is simple to get started, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to get started. But if you don't know what you don't know, how do you get started? Where do you start?
It's funny. So I went to the doctor a couple of weeks ago, and he says to me, you look less swollen. He said, I don't know what you're doing. And he says, did you change anything? And I'm thinking, no. He said, something you're eating or not eating, that your swelling is better. And I said to him, wait, I stopped eating dairy. He said, when? I said, probably since the summer, right? Around August, September.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he couldn't believe the difference. So I had this whole conversation with him. He says, how difficult was it? What do you eat now if you stopped eating dairy? So his nurse said, well, there's something called vegan, and explained that. I said, I'm not even vegan. I've just stopped dairy. So as difficult as it was when I started with you, and I said, how am I ever going to do this? Now it's second nature. It's actually really pretty easy just making that commitment to stopping it. And my headaches are so much. I mean, do I get an occasional one? Like tonight, I'm sure by 9 o'clock I'll have one. But on a whole, so much better. But it was just making that initial step with you to say, let's find a substitute. I didn't love the substitutes, but they're there if I need them. So I've just avoided it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's possible. It is very possible. And sometimes it's just one or two things, right? A lot of times if people are really, people are busy and, we've got that fast food mentality, but sometimes all it is just a matter of cutting out the processed food. Just eat whole food, eat an apple. It's like, that sounds so simple, but it's true. Apples actually are one of the best whole foods that people can eat if they don't have a healthy diet, because there's so much packed in an apple and there's a lot of fiber and stuff. So, sometimes it is just one thing. Sometimes people have issues. I mean, I do work with people on multiple issues, and it takes a little bit of time, but once you get started and you start feeling better, that's when the magic hits and they want to keep going. So,
I went to the doctor on Tuesday, and the doctor came up and he hugged me. Now, I don't know this guy from Adam. And I said, did I do something wrong? And it had to do with the leaves. It has to do with the insulin leaves that I take. And apparently, I showed him the bag, and he took a picture. He gave it to his mom, who they have been fighting to get her sugar down for years. Now, he's a medical doctor. you know? And he says, I've never heard of this. I can't believe how this works. Now, because she sees the number coming down, the accountability of what you're eating changes. So an apple. So I may have an apple at night instead of wondering, am I going to have a dessert that I shouldn't have? And I do it. So the doctor's all on Monday. Now I know everybody on a first name basis. I'm like, what the hell did I just walk into? And the doctor came up to me, another doctor that's there, because I see two, and she says to me, we don't know why, but your formula works. Your numbers are coming down, your weight is coming down, and accountability is everything, because junk in, junk out, right? So if you take accountability to what you're going to do, and the unfair thing about this whole thing over here, when I say to her, you look less swollen, I get the horns. She says to me, how can you insult me like
What do
that?
you mean
Happy
I was
birthday.
swollen?
I was sweating. Right? And then this doctor says, the doctor says, oh, you look less swollen. Look at her. She's all over. She's all glowing
But I
now.
didn't think about it until he said, what are you eating or not eating? It didn't even light bulb in my head that change would make a difference. But I guess it makes a big difference.
So what light bulb
It does,
am I
because
on?
if you have a sensitivity to a food, it causes inflammation. Inflammation causes swelling. So that makes sense. Total sense.
And you shouldn't eat it. You know, the bottom line is if you're allergic to peanuts, then why would you eat it? Let me get a handful of peanuts so I can sneeze and go to the hospital. I can't eat the whole night. You don't do that.
And then, it
But
gets better.
You would be so surprised.
Shocked,
You would be so surprised because people don't want to change. And it's really your brain, it's your mind that doesn't want to change because your mind is comfortable and it's like, oh, we're comfy here. So go ahead and eat that and you might experience a little distress, but go ahead.
But it's nice to hear a doctor give credence to functional medicine because...
And it's happening more and more.
Yes.
More and more. Because they can coincide. There's no right, wrong, or different. All there is living and death. And you can't come back from death. So you're either going to do it the right way or there's the other way. And that's what the doctors told me.
There is more and more collaboration between the different medical modalities now, and I just love it. And I mentioned it on the podcast today, and Marcy even agreed. It's, I have clients who are going through cancer diagnosis, and I'm working with their oncologists together to support their body while they're going through the necessary treatment. And it's just such a great, it makes me feel so wonderful that we have conventional medicine finally reaching the point where holistic is okay. And it's not their fault. They weren't trained in holistic medication. They weren't trained in, the way that your body can heal itself. They're very pharmaceutical forward, which is just the way medical school has gotten. So we're not doctor bashing at all. It's a wonderful partnership that we can have.
It is. They asked me if I was still taking my metformin. I said I was. I'm not abandoning it. And then I turned around and says, Doc, when you tell me let's cut the number down, then I'm with you. So she said to me, Freddie, if you get it under 7 when you come back, because I was at 7.1, all the way from 13, she said we will cut it down. Now, this is the doctor telling me, giving me incentives. So all of a sudden, I got skin in the game. I can maybe get off my metformin slowly because you can't just stop doing it. That's dangerous. But you can get off metformin, but they can coexist. And if you can tell something to your doctor, like it's helping his mom, I don't know his mom. But if it's helping, if a holistic method works for you, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
No, it's as it should be. As it should be.
We have a show airing tonight. It's the first time. He is a professional athletic trainer, teacher. He teaches for a big corporate to teach functional training, physical fitness training. And we were talking about how hard it is for the younger generation to conceive, to have babies. Some of them are having a really hard time, where a lot of it was always thought it was the female because she was on birth control for so long, right? Women go on the pill at a very young age for a variety of reasons. But he was telling me the male sperm count between 1972 and now has plummeted.
Right.
And he's saying a lot of it is from the microplastics that they're drinking and the cell phones in their front pocket, that nobody's talking about this stuff.
Exactly. And testosterone levels, 30-year-old men have testosterone levels of 60-year-olds. And it's from the microplastics, it's from the EMFs, which is from, the electromagnetic stuff. And, not just the men putting it in their pocket, but the women who put it in their bra strap.
Yeah.
That I see that and I just cringe. We need to make sure that we're definitely taking into consideration all of the things out there. But he's spot on, 1,000%.
Well, what can you do to try and help that with what you do? So once we're at this point, right, we can avoid putting our cell phones in certain places, drink out of, I guess, glass or metal containers. But
even the metal is questionable now.
Really?
So, yes.
Everything gets into it.
And it's like, I'm surprised we're still alive because anything can kill you, right? But the metal is better than plastic, obviously. But I think too, a lot of people, we're up against the 8 ball with our young kids and hormone disruption. And there's so many toxins out there. There's so much that we put on our skin and our beauty products, especially for women, deodorants and stuff for men. But that's disrupting our hormone production. So when I start to work with people that have this disruption, we really need to do testing. We need to find out where your hormones are at. So that's, for me, the number one thing that we do is let's test your hormones and see where they're at. So then we can support you and get those hormones naturally where they need to be.
It is so hard. I talk to so many women who are trying, should they go on bioidentical? Shouldn't they? Young women that have gone through menopause in their 30s. That no one has even tested their hormones until after the fact, wondering why they feel so sluggish. Why is it thyroid disease? Why aren't people looking at hormones? Why are they just blanketly administering or just burying it? What's going on?
Well, and the problem is again, we're back to the you don't know what you don't know. And your body will produce hormones even if you do not have, like, even for someone who's in medical menopause, so they've had a full hysterectomy, your body will produce hormones if it's healthy and given the support it needs. You don't necessarily have to do the bioidentical. Your liver produces hormones. Your fat cells produce hormones. So if you're supporting your liver in that it's really healthy and detoxified, then it's going to produce the hormones that you need. So it's digging deep. It's figuring out what you're deficient in, what you have too much of, and then getting your body back into balance. And we do that very naturally, very holistically.
And I have to say, firsthand, Sue makes it really easy. She makes the process way better than you think it's going to be in your head. It is. It's just taking that first step and having the initial consultation, conversation with you, and getting started. And your product line, I'm always running, so I'm quick to grab a protein bar, which I was sensitive to, so they were making me sick. But then I got the one from you, from the company you work with, and the protein shakes. And they're filling, and it's easy, and it's whole food, and there's no reactions. It's a whole food protein bar.
And I think, too, you say it's easy, and I think that, I've been through it myself. So I had to figure things out. So I'm the kind of person that I'm not going to take a handful of pills every day because I just am going to forget. So like the protein powder has all of your vitamins and minerals in it. So how much easier can it be? And it has to be easy if you're going to stick with it. Everybody can do the latest fad and do the latest thing, and it's going to work for a certain amount of time. But then, if it's too cumbersome and too difficult, then you're not going to do it anymore. So that's why simplicity is super important to me personally. So I just need to have my clients follow the same thing because then you'll stick with it.
One of the producers says, I need that product line.
Call me.
Yes, so I will definitely get you in touch with her. Because like today, we were out on the shoot, and it was 11 o'clock, and I hadn't had breakfast. It was easy to have that bar in my purse.
But there you see, the bad habit didn't start because she didn't have breakfast at 11 o'clock. The bad habit is that she didn't have breakfast before she left the house. And there is the accountability.
Well, that was 7:30.
I don't care if it's 6 o'clock. You already know you're going to go on the road. If you don't take care of you
so
at
I
6.
did. So I have that with me in a bag of nuts, and I was good.
Oh, okay. back to that again. All right.
Sue, how do people reach you?
They can reach me at support@helloyourhealthiscalling.com. That's the best way.
And hopefully we're going to get you down here soon.
Yeah, Pamela and I have been talking about it. We need to get there. We need to have a health fair and a whole day
Absolutely.
of,
She needs incentive.
She needs incentive.
Let's plan a health fair that she has to come to.
Okay. Well, there's a chocolate and coffee festival at the end of the month.
Ooh.
Dark chocolate. They're coming in from all around the world with their cacao. So
We have a crew that we're sending out there as
kind
well.
of cool. They're excited.
How fun. Yes, well, we definitely need to make it happen, and we will.
We'll make it
We
happen.
will.
Thank you so much for
Appreciate
all
you
that
guys
you
so
do.
much. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Amazing. Makes a big difference. He's
What's wrong
going
with
for
him?
coffee.
I don't know what he's drinking, but whatever it is,
Wow.
where's he going?
I don't know. On that note, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up with some fun
Oh, we got
segments.
some exciting news for you.
All right, more to come. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at Brooklyn Cafe TV, as well as Amp Media Productions for all of the shows that we produce right here in the studio. More to come. We'll be right back.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with.
Welcome to the Amp Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, Amp Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape, the perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Did you know that there was a time where heels were originally made exclusively for men? In this current time period, platforms are often associated with women, when in fact, for decades high heels found their place on the feet of male soldiers, aristocrats, and even royals in differing parts of the globe. Heels were first invented in Persia in the 10th century. Wealthy men wore them to give additional height when they rode on horseback. The heels clicked into the stirrups. When Persian royalty traveled to the French courts in the 17th century, they brought the heel trend with them. With that, they were widespread among men in Europe. With this spread, wealthy women began wearing heeled shoes to achieve some of the social benefits similar to men. However, women's shoes had taller, thinner heels than those of their male counterparts. It is speculated that people thought they made women's feet and bodies look more feminine. The heels changed a woman's silhouette, which some men found more appealing and became associated with women's sexuality. Women's bodies have always been seen as a social standard or in value, so heels began to be associated with the female form. This is when men abandoned the heel for more practical flat boots, while women continued to wear them until the stigma of heels loosened a bit.
Good morning, evening, and afternoon, folks. Welcome to the New Dawn Standard Time segment at the AMP Network, bringing you an update on today's topic, Daylight Saving Time. I am sure that you have heard about the tip on getting rid of Daylight Saving Time, or DST for short. Its purpose was originally used to save electricity and provide people with more light in the day. The practice of the advancing of clocks to make better use of the longer daylight available during summer so that darkness falls at a later clock time. However, due to the rise of technology, that fact doesn't pick up the build-up cost from energy for saving. As of currently, America saves about $4 per household with Daylight Saving Time implemented. Don't need to explain how that don't cover the costs of everyone's ACs during the seasons now, don't it? We'd heard it's a good idea to keep DST, or not, that's up to you to decide. For now, we have to follow Daylight Saving Time, and as of Sunday, March 9th, 2025 Sunday, November 2nd, 2025 our clocks will move forward an hour, so look forward to the longer naps at night.
I like that.
That's Chloe. That's good stuff there. I can't stand daylight savings. Now you lose another hour.
Yeah, but it's nice because then it's sunlight here until like 8 o'clock at
I like
night.
the darkness.
I know you do.
I'm
Again,
like
how you and I do what we do.
I don't know. You went with too much light.
But it'll be nice.
It's funny. Nobody likes the darkness, but when you go out in the sun, what do? You put on shades.
Now you go for it.
I like the sun, but that doesn't mean you don't like the sun.
That means you're looking at the dark.
That means I'm protecting my cornea.
No. You're looking at the dark. Because the light will hurt you.
Can you imagine men wearing high heels?
Yes, I can.
I think Napoleon did.
Me and G-Man.
70s, true.
Me and G-Man, we wear the hush puppies. No, the marshmallows. Remember the marshmallows?
Yes. I was like, you want to wear these?
Men should wear heels one day in the studio. The whole day where men have to wear heels.
Can you imagine? It sounds dangerous. You cannot wear heels.
I can wear
No,
heels.
we can give like Freddie like a walker.
No,
a walker?
Really? I got 2 words for you, and it ain't happy birthday. Listen, I could tape up my ankles around the shoe, and I'll be fine.
High heels.
Tape, right? Tape up the ankles.
We'll give it like kitten heels.
And then,
No, I want them high.
you know what they do?
and
It
powerful.
elevates your butt. It makes you look long
I got
leg
no butt to
and
elevate.
sexy.
Maybe I elevate my shoulders.
The beauty of high heels and daylight savings time. So that's this Sunday at 2 a.m.
So listen, I got some breaking news.
Okay.
I got some exciting news
All
to
right.
give you. Me and my wiggly belt. I'm just gonna break it in a second. If I hit you in the head with it, don't
trying
get
to
mad
blow
at
it.
me. So I got a call from Comcast today. Our friends at Comcast. And they are giving us the March Madness. Remember March Madness? Beep. That whole tournament. We are going to put commercials on the air. So if you have a business and you want millions of people to watch them, because everybody watches March Madness basketball, we're able to do the commercials and air it. We got spots.
Amazing.
And the price is ridiculous.
Ridiculously good.
Good.
Ridiculously
When I
good.
tell you good, you listen to me and you, what's the matter with you?
She's giving you the thumbs up. Oh, the
course it
commercial is so good.
If you want your commercial, now you threw me off. If you want your commercial on the air during March Madness, call us because this deal is an exclusive from Amp Media Studios.
What's
Just
the phone
to say
number?
thank you. How are you? What's the phone number?
Actually, that's who I was thinking of. Would be great to have her commercial on Comcast.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was. Yeah.
I didn't either, but I think my brain must have brought her through the
Well,
door.
put her in the seat. Come here. Where you going?
Because
Get
I was just
over here.
gonna
We gotta
say,
hurry up. Get sit down.
Sunshine Health would be so great to be on Comcast.
Where's the camera on there? Oh, there you go. So I want her to know that there are specials right now on Comcast. We were selected. We were called. We were actually working on an announcement to make, but it happened this morning, and he says he has fantastic prices. Fantastic. he
Amazing.
tells me. And you know that everybody watches that craziness.
March Madness, true.
Yeah, March Madness. So I thought you would be impressed with that. I guess I didn't impress you.
I'm very impressed. I can't wait to hear what channels they have it on. We got to see the whole lineup.
Well, we set the line. He said send them an area. So we'll talk to her today to see if she wants to do it. But it's an interesting aspect that they called us. That's all I got to say.
I love
Also, on the 28th, we're going to be on the 12th. First, let's start there. The 14th.
We should play that. We have to edit that piece down, but yes, the 12th.
What day is it?
Wednesday the 12th.
The 12th.
Wednesday the 12th.
We're having Italian.
Oh, because I went on a shoot this morning doesn't mean I don't remember what's going
It's
on
the
next
12th.
week.
The 12th. Okay. Where are we going?
We're going to be at Savia Italian Restaurant, which is at Meisner Plaza, which is on the south side of Meisner Park, right across the street. It is their grand opening. Ribbon cutting is at 4. We're there doing a live midday show at 12. Meet and greet at 5. So come on out, taste some food, meet some people, join us on the midday show, spotlight your business. I think Cece's going to be there singing, have some fun. You never know what else we're going to
He's
have
going
over
to come
there.
with his motorcycle. This one wants to ride the motorcycle.
She looks like she could ride the motorcycle
She
today.
can.
She's ready to roll.
He's gonna drive it, and I'm gonna ride on the back.
Accident prone. Also, you can come out to this event on the 12th and you can network. You could go skin to skin, meet people. There's nothing better than Italian food. This is why I love this place. It's going to be my Italian spot in Boca.
I like it a lot.
And then on the 28th, we're going to be at the Colombian House over here, the
On
coffee
20th
shop.
Street?
28th.
Correct.
The 28th.
Correct.
Not 28th Street.
It's on 20th
20th
Street.
Street. Don't confuse me.
See, for
On
real.
the 28th, we're going to have it at the Columbia House. We're going to be there. We invite everybody there as well. All our friends are going to be there. And we're sending a crew down to the Chocolate.
That's on the 28th, 29th, and 30th. It's the Cocoa and Coffee Festival, Cultural Arts Festival.
They're all psyched. They're going to
Miramar.
go down there. These two are going to be doing interviews. Everybody's going to go down there. So we're going to split us up in half.
Nice.
And then when you finish, you're going to come up and join us because we're going to do an all-day affair at the Columbia House.
But in between that, on March 21st, everything's lining up on Friday. So we're going to be at Ford's Garage and Plantation with Full Circle Networking. We're going to be doing their media coverage. It is a luncheon. Proceeds of the luncheon go back to your lunch, and then everything else goes back to the charity of their choice, and all donations go back to support an amazing cause. So we're going to be there doing interviews, having lunch, meet and greet. It's Ford's Garage, and that's at Plantation Walk on University Drive. So
And what
check
day
that
is
out
that?
on Broward Boulevard. That's on Friday, March 21st. Lunch starts at 11:30, so get there early, get a good seat. They had 75 people last time, so you definitely want to come early, network, give out some business cards. Definitely the power of 3. And I can tell you that power of 3 keeps coming back over and over again.
Over and over. My son said he's going to go.
Maybe we can bring Lori Donna with us too.
She's going to go. And also on the 21st, if you want to go mudding, I think I'm going to go the 22nd.
Okay.
I think I'm going to take my gang on the 22nd because you put too much stress on me on the 21st. So maybe I go the 22nd, start on the Saturday, and then...
We can go for the day on Saturday.
No. Yeah, we can do it for the day and night because we got to be there at night. You just got to be. I have my mosquito repellent. How can I miss? Because nothing's going to bite me at night. So I think I'm going to do it on the 22nd, not the 21st. I got to let the gang know. The gang's all here. We're going to go on the 22nd.
Good idea.
And we're going to get dressed up like her with the do-rag and all that.
No, we're doing the suits, remember?
You're not mudding. We're going to do the suit is going to be on the 12th.
My bad, that was who's fault.
The 12th, we're going to be da-da-da. It's like the Goodfellas, like the Godfather. On the 12th. No, not for tonight. No, take it easy there, big
There's a
boy.
lot of things happening this month. It's a busy month.
There's even more. There's a whole lot more coming. I got some other stuff that I got to throw by you to see if we're going to cover it. Because now we're sending crews out. The summer is coming. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to warn you now. I warn you now. Get your groove on, because when the summer comes here, you got to sustain yourself to get through the summer to make it all happen.
True.
Okay? Been doing this for over 20 years.
True.
Telling you. Now, we got lucky last year. We actually improved during the summer last year. New people came along and everything else. So get your groove on. Make these. We're going to do more parties. We're going to have some other things. May 2nd, I think, is going to be.
Yeah, Brianna, you and I are going to start putting that together for our AMP Media Futures Foundation before we roll into summer. So our second fundraising event. So we're looking for sponsors, sponsorships, gift baskets, and just coming out and have some fun.
And then we have a special guest over here. Now, you don't know this, but a friend of ours' husband was rushed to the hospital yesterday. And we think he's going to be okay. But I was talking to Dawn last night, and she said, well, what are we going to do? Poor Sally's husband needs help, and yada, yada, yada. I said, we go
You don't ever trust Freddie with HIPAA, by the way.
Why?
You were good when you said a friend of ours, and then...
I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't say anything wrong. I got to make sure we have to take care of our hosts and friends.
Absolutely.
Somebody's calling him already. You give it out already.
Because I said to Fred, I'm like, they don't have kids in the area. They don't have any family support. They're both of an older age, and it becomes stressor on the caregiver.
See, I wasn't going to say all this. But you know what I did at 7 o'clock in the morning? I called her to make sure she was okay.
I hope you didn't fall.
I called her to make sure she was okay.
All right, I guess we're going to wrap this up. Getting ready for La Vida Lucky today at 2:30.
La Vida Loco.
La Vida Loco? What could you call that, too?
Yeah, loco.
Lucky?
Lucky.
All right. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Actually, it's supposed to get cold tomorrow. I was cold today. Tomorrow's going to be 51.
Wow, it's freezing. Take out your boots. Take out your fur coats. No, not fur coat. Take out your wool coats. 51.
I
Give
guess
me a
I can
break.
wear long sleeves tomorrow.
I'm going to come in a fur coat tomorrow.
Fur coat tomorrow. Fur coat Friday.
Wow, I'm going to wear my Russian hat.
All right. Have a great afternoon, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.